very, very good.
Okay. Give her a round of applause. She did a perfect job.
Winning the fight for a student's education. Today history was made in the Cleveland Metropolitan School District. Governor John Kasich signed a bill today that will help revamp Cleveland schools. Good evening, I'm Danita Harris.
And I'm Lee Jordan. The new legislation impacts students, teachers, and taxpayers across the area. News Channel 5's Michael Baldwin was at today's signing. And Michael, there was a lot of excitement in that room.
You know, Lee, there was. The CEO of the Cleveland Metropolitan School District, Eric Gordon, said this is not incremental change, that this is transformational change. And he's very aware that now all eyeballs will be on him to produce results.
It's now law.
And with that, the Cleveland School Plan begins its grand experiment. A city with over 14,000 students in charter schools and over 40,000 in public schools. A city that is one of the highest funded school districts, yet, according to Ohio's governor, has among the highest dropout rates in the state.
With this legislation, we now have the possibility, and really a great possibility, of creating a different outcome.
What we've done is instituted a program now that brings about accountability, greater efficiencies. The superintendent will have the power to close schools that we don't need, to reduce overhead, to get more dollars in the classroom.
The law includes reform of work rules, what some consider the signature piece, being able to reduce the workforce and not keeping a teacher solely on seniority. The Transformation Alliance, a nonprofit group comprised of local representatives, will oversee charter schools in Cleveland. If a charter school isn't performing, the group will recommend its license be taken away. And the school day. The new law allows CMSD to not only lengthen the school day, but the school year as well.
Change doesn't happen overnight, but it should also happen at a pace where people can see that the change is occurring. And so as we look at the next 5, 6, 7 years, we should see dramatic improvement in the number of kids being served in higher performing schools.
But now the question shifts to money. The mayor says he's going to launch a campaign urging voters to pass a levy in November, something leaders here support.
This is an investment in our children. I know that people are struggling. I know folks are asking, how can we do this? But I don't want them to ask why. I want them to ask why not? Why aren't our children worthy of this investment?
All right, it could be a tough sell. An operations levy has not passed in the city of Cleveland since 1996. Senator Turner says the city needs that levy in order to have good classroom teachers. The voters will share their thoughts in November. Well, live in Cleveland, I'm Michael Baldwin, News Channel 5.
Well, so Michael, because this is such an important levy and because it is such a tough sell in the city of Cleveland, what is their strategy? Did they share with you any thoughts of how they're going to convince voters that this is something that everybody needs to afford?
Well, Mayor Jackson didn't go into detail, but he did say they're going to launch a hard campaign to try to sell this to the people in this district. He did, as well as the CEO, Eric Gordon. Now, he does have some support because Governor John Kasich said he supports this, and he'll lend any support to the mayor that he needs. Lee?
All right, Michael, thanks very much. So what do members of the Cleveland Teachers Union feel about the new law that will directly impact them? News Channel 5's John Kasich joins us and has their reaction in our team coverage. John?
Yeah, Lee, let's be clear, when it comes to union negotiations, no one willingly gives up anything. Nevertheless, without the union's blessing on this, it would never have received the bipartisan support that it did. So while the attention was focused today on the governor, the mayor, the legislative leaders that helped to make this happen, it was really the negotiations that they had with the city, the union did, and signing off on the provisions of this bill earlier this year that really helped to make it happen. Now, in those talks, they were able to get several things removed, most notably any fresh start language would have essentially allowed the city to throw out any old contract and negotiate any new contract from scratch.
Once we had our invitation to the table and we were at the table, a collaboration seemed to form. We took a lot of the really bad parts out of the law and we were able to have them changed, do some things that make the law much better now, and it is going to help our students and hopefully help the school district be very successful.
That will include, first and foremost, tackling some of those low-performing schools, but the union also knows that the success of this new law lies on their shoulders and what they are able to accomplish in the classroom. Reporting live at the Board of Education, John Kasich, News Channel 5.